Whoa, BMore4Real.
BMore for real. And it's Wednesday again.
Man, BMore4Real. Realest conversations on the internet rated R for reality. Oh my goodness. Brought to you by way of Real Explosions. BMore4Real.
Be more for real. What's going on, Daniel? What's going on?
How you feeling, Uncle Wayne, man?
How are you feeling? That's what I like to know. How are you feeling?
I'm humbled as always, you know what I'm saying? I'm appreciative of the Most High. All praise to the Most High.
All
For
praises.
Sure.
When you say Most High, it's all praises to God. You know, real simple, G-O-D.
It's all praises. It's all praises for sure. This week has been crazy. You know, I wanted to start off with the Ravens. I didn't know that they was going to.
You really want to start off with the Ravens?
Yeah, because it's crazy.
Okay, let's start off with the Ravens. Let's start out with.
First of all, how are you, Uncle Wayne? How are you?
Like I said, when you are alive, no excuses. Not one excuse. If you woke up, there's no excuses. Because I'm going to tell you something. Like I said, I had a rental hall. So I have repass. So that means that's after the fact. After the funeral, they come up there with the pictures and then they all celebrate the death. So if there are no repasses of you, then you need to celebrate. So you okay. So you got another chance to get it right. So no excuses.
Absolutely. So with all that being said, how are you though?
I'm blessed. Like I said, no excuses. I have none.
You blessed, no excuses. Okay. You know, like I was saying, I'm okay. I'm alive. I'm well. You know, I'm appreciative of the Most High, but I'm still gonna talk about the Ravens because it.
You want to go back to the Ravens?
Yeah, because man, they pissed me off. Because
I don't know how they piss you off when they show who they are. The thing about it is, when they show who you are, you get upset. Because when they come out kicking butt, game after game winning, and at the end, you see what you saw last time. You see what I mean? You might as well get it over now. See, it's like this. If you see it now, when they get that ass kicked, and you see at the end, when you think they're going to get their ass kicked, and then they kick ass, you see the difference?
I mean, it is a big difference, and I agree with that.
Everybody's feelings was hurt.
Learning how to win the game at the end. But that's my major thing about the Ravens, though. You know, just learning how to pull out those games at the end. At the most crucial times, you have to make those plays.
Especially when they kicked out all that money for the players. That's what I'm saying.
Especially when you play
all that
against
money
a team,
they done kicked out and they played like that.
Especially when you're playing against a team that's not on paper as talented.
They out there showing off
as your team,
showing off at the beginning, showing off,
home opener and everything. I
like
believe
the first day of school, showing off like they already graduated.
I believe, and I believe Lamar Jackson is a lot better than what he's shown. Some stuff does go on Lamar Jackson. You know, like you gotta make sure you pick up that first down, but that goes along with the
First of all, you're gonna leave Lamar Jackson alone. He had nothing to do with that.
Well, I mean, he played well, but he did have an interception as well, which really wasn't his fault. But you know, when the game is on the line, we have to know that we got to get the first down in order to put them away. We didn't, and this is what comes
say it again. Well, I missed that part. What did you say, announcer?
I'm just saying when we have the opportunity to put the game away, just with a first down, just by getting a first down and letting the clock run out. Instead of doing that, we get a team the ball back and we see what happens. And it's happening all the time, but
maybe they should have gave
it's frustrating.
him that $375 million.
It's
You sound like a better announcer. You know what I mean?
it's frustrating as a Ravens fan, but I think that we're gonna get it together because we do have the team in place to win games. We just waiting to put it together this week. We playing Dallas, and how fitting that we playing Dallas. We're gonna wear some Dallas cowboy tail. You found
See, I could get into this, but I don't want to be a spoiler, so I keep it to myself because I've been turned off about football lately. I'm sorry. I'm just got sick and tired of us running into each other. You know what I mean? To entertain people for money. I've lost all my interest in football lately. So you know what I mean? That's why I have a little different feelings about it. I think
right.
us as black folks, we need to get our shit together and look at where we at in this world right now. And football is just not it. I'm seriously. I mean, I've been looking at it a different way now, and I'm not trying to kill anybody who enjoy the sports because once upon a time, right. But for real, I mean, I'm looking at this election and the things that's going on and how my people are suffering and dying at a rapid speed, and then I'm looking at this game and we running around running at each other, and the only way where we can get some attention is once again our athletic abilities is when we can get an attention. And once again, but what is it doing for us? A few months of them watching us run around at each other, grabbing a ball, taking it across the line, and it accomplished nothing. Seriously, think about it. But I'm retiring. I'm older. I'm Uncle Wayne. That part I'll leave alone. But that's where you all come in at.
I mean, that's an interesting conversation, and
Because they got your
that's
attention
why we're
now.
gonna clap. We're gonna clap that up. That's an interesting conversation, and that is a conversation to be had. But for me, and I live in the sports world, so of course I'm an advocate. Of course I'm an advocate and be an advocate for.
And we get ready to start sports on our show too, or Be More For Real. We get ready to have
Yeah.
sports, so I had to,
But yeah, people know we tired of people messing up our daggone parlays. You know what I'm talking about? We tired of people messing up our freaking parlays. It's like we need y'all to get on point
Hey, I'm
because
all
certain
for it.
things shouldn't happen. Like like the 49ers, and then you had multiple upsets. The Ravens, like come on, man. Like how many people pick these teams to win? Like the Card, well, I think the Cardinals play the 49ers, but anyway.
But
yeah,
isn't it sad not to cut it? Isn't it sad though? I hate to say this about the Ravens. It is sad. We always getting our ass kicked by the worst fucking teams.
I mean that's a fact too. That's a fact.
The fuck?
That's a fact too.
That's what
We play
I
down to the
I hate
competition.
to throw that part back in there, but
That's a fact. That's a
the
fact.
part I don't quite
We be
understand.
playing down the competition. Luke Kane. Luke Kane.
Yeah,
Luke
what's
Kane,
up,
baby.
sir?
Yo, be more for real.
What's up,
Talk that
what's up,
talk,
what's up,
fam.
what's up,
You
what's up?
already know. We appreciate you, man. We're going to go ahead and clap it up. About Luke Kane, baby.
What's up, sir? What's going on with you? You used to be in the studio. What's going on?
Yeah. You already know. He's doing well. I was glad to hear from my brother as well. But like I was saying though, the Ravens is just one distraction, and then you have the presidential election as well too. So this is a Be More For Real moment. So we got to have a Be More For Real moment because the country is still under voting, and we have a platform, so we have to let the people know essentially like what do we see as far as this presidential candidacy goes, and what are we hearing, and can we honestly be able to decide without the media, without the public having such a major influence on people's opinion?
Listen, this is a quite interesting one for us. And as blacks, I'm telling you, we can strike while the iron is hot. This is a time we really can get something from this time. And I'm not talking about no welfare and nothing people keep saying that we are asking and begging for. Absolutely not. We can actually get something that can advance us to the next level where we need to be. But matter of fact, we can crack for our reparations now. Matter of fact, this might be the right time to get our reparations. Matter of fact, why haven't we brought that back up? Have you ever thought about why haven't we brought up reparations? Why
Reparations is
haven't we?
tricky. Reparations is tricky.
Tricky or
Um,
not, why haven't we brought that back up?
I would love to hear. I would love to hear. Um, of course, black people's opinion on it, but I would love to hear white people's opinion on it as well too. In this day and age, in
Think about it.
2024, in order to make an accurate decision, but I would think it's still the same. I would think that nothing has changed because if it were so, then we would have reparations. There would be certain things that would be set in place,
But why
so
do
that
you
we can
think
receive.
you want to hear their opinion? Well, but honestly, I just want to hear why do you think we need to hear their opinion?
Well, it's
This
simple
is
to me.
I just want to
Because
hear.
these are the people that's on Wall Street. These are the people that lobby to make laws. These are the people that are judges. These are the people that are the state troopers, the enforcers of the laws. These are those people as well. I know we like to see the government as separate, but most of them are definitely white. So if we negate that, then we're not being more for real, and we're gonna keep on running to the same issues that we have because we don't talk about things like that. So that's a be more for real moment
Right.
for me.
All right, but see, when you say it like that, that's probably how you think, but that's how it used to be. That's no longer the case. They don't
How
run
so?
nothing. They used to.
Okay.
See, that's how we feel. That's why we act the way we act. But they don't run anything. We allow them to. We have to get up and out here. They don't run anything anymore. We allow them to. Do you understand?
I
Think,
understand that.
think, because when you said that, it's like let's get their opinion. But when it comes
I
to
understand that,
reparations,
but yeah, the reason why I'm saying that because it's important because these are the lawmakers. These are the people that enforce
they
laws.
are the law.
The
They
right.
are the. You keep saying they are the
These are the
law.
lawmakers.
They
They make the laws. They
they
enforce the
made
law.
the law. They are not the lawmakers. They made the laws, but they are not the lawmakers. Remember, think about that.
So who's the lawmaker?
We are just like they are now. They used to be the lawmakers. We are
Well,
the lawmakers just like they are now.
I'm gonna disagree with that because
How? Tell me.
because we were sold that illusion, and I'm gonna keep on saying that we were sold that
So
illusion.
you mean we can't make a law?
I'm just saying if that was the case, then and if we controlled the law and we had so much control over lawmakers and all this other stuff, when we know that there's an innocent person that shouldn't be in jail, they shouldn't be in jail, but yet there are innocent people in jail. This is why people need to be careful as well over people who have gone to jail and prison. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't know the particulars of their case. Now there are of course there are a lot of people that are guilty of their crimes, but you have to think how many people that are in jail and prison or prison, whatever jail, how many people are in these institutions and are actually innocent? Because there are, and we keep on finding each and every single day. And
It's
some of them
one today.
people
Yep.
have spent 30, 40, 50 years of their lives behind bars as well.
But watch this. But if we get together and change that law, do you get what I'm saying? That law would no longer exist. So it goes right back that we can change the law. The thing about it is, we don't get together and no longer change laws. And this is the part I get on you, Daniel, because you are at the age where you all should be. Every law that's out there, you all should be debating every single law that's out there. That's what you all should be doing every day, all day.
I agree
Because
with that.
all those laws were written by white men. They were by white, and they weren't white women, they were white men. And remember, we said this last week with white wigs.
That I'm glad you brought that up. That had me rolling, and you brought it up. I said, "Yo, I had to rewind that because I ain't catching that first." Man, that had me rolling. Dying. You said
Crazy
white
to
white men with
say,
white wigs. That's
white
hilarious.
men with white
Um,
wigs.
I think they did have wigs
They
and
did.
wooden teeth or something
Right,
like that.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
wooden teeth.
Something like
You
that,
get what
man.
I'm saying?
That's hilarious. But
So
that
you
was
all should be challenging. So these young black kids who are so angry and they feel as though they're left out and have nowhere to go and not wanted, that should be where they're challenging every single law out there. Because if you realize those laws are destroying us, because we say you keep breaking the law, it's breaking the law because the law was created to destroy us, and they are destroying us. People keep saying we're felons, we're this and that. We're only this way because you created these laws to destroy us. And as blacks, we need to examine every single law. Watch this. And most of the laws were created when
I
we were
mean, of course it
slaves.
do, and we would like to believe that these laws will change itself fast enough for our people to get out, but it just don't.
It,
We spend too much time in the system. The way this system is even
another
designed. So I would say, like I said on the previous episode, maybe an episode or two ago, we need to start defunding these jails and stop making them privately owned
that's what
and
we need to
stop having
defund it.
people making
Right.
money.
There way.
Having people make money off of jails because until we make jails a non-profit, then we will see how much
Stop filling them up.
rehabilitation that the United States and this government is willing to offer as a unit. But we don't
Yeah.
do that. But that's just an idea that we throwing out there, and we need to have this conversation yet and still. And like I was saying about this presidential election as well,
Yeah,
with
let's get into
with
that.
with Kamala Harris, we are having some heavy debate. We having some heavy soil being turned up from the roots in America, and people should realize that. And I mean, it's not the first time America has had quite a stir, but this time, with this presidential election, is really hitting families. Is really tearing people apart. You know what I'm saying, based on their political decisions, and it shouldn't get to that way. This is how far that is gone. I just want to take the time to tell people to step back away from politics, step back away from, even football and all that stuff, and just recognize, you know, what's going on around you. These people are made to divide you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to divide you at any cost possible. But just because, oh, you Democrat or Republican or whatever, does not mean that we can't get along per
That's
se.
it. Absolutely.
Just because you're Muslim and we Christian or whatever the case may be, it doesn't mean that we can't get along. I think that we're missing that point. Now we're letting this presidential election really divide
Divide
people
us again.
even further.
Yep.
And it's important to take note to this. It's important to take note to this because um, what's happening is that divide from the presidential election is just playing on our emotions.
Mm-hmm.
It's not playing on our intelligence. See, if you had enough intelligence, you'll be able to sift through the BS. But because the American public has been dumbed down so much and has been forced down, and to be honest with you, football and the Olympics and all this other stuff are the distractions to us looking at what the lawmakers are passing and all this other stuff. They use those stuff, excuse me, as distractions for us. But long story short, short story even shorter, they are playing on the emotions of the people. They're no longer playing on intelligence. We got a country full of emotional people that can't actually deal with their emotions. They can't, excuse me, they can't deal with the truth. They deal with their emotions, and see,
Mm-hmm.
we have to take the emotions out of things and
Deal with the
deal with
facts.
things
Yep.
the way that they are. Yep, deal with the facts for
Yep.
sure.
There we go. Very good. We need applause for that
Oh,
one,
yeah.
man.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go ahead and we're gonna get an applause for that.
And this is what we said. If we had a guest last week, that would be a young black man who was a Republican. And we have to understand something. People are entitled to their own beliefs, and you act on your beliefs. But it's time for us to broaden our horizon. We are so narrowed down. We are stuck. But it's time to broaden your horizon. And if you have a family, everybody's not going to agree on one thing. That doesn't make sense. If you raising a family, you want to make sure your family is going to have a beliefs on all kinds of things. In order for you to set an example, you have to be an example.
Mm, mm,
That's what it
mm.
is. Come on, and I want you to start leading your family. Stop leaving your family and start leading your family. Do you understand? I'm Uncle Wayne. I'm 61 years old. I'm telling you, I remember getting up. I'm 22 years old. Okay, living and learning all that. 33, 43, 55. Now I'm 61 years old. Time waits for no one. And what you do comes back on you. That's just the truth of the matter. So here it is, election time again, right? Now we have Donald Trump and we have Kamala Harris. And that's how it is. So, in the truth, you tell me, what do you think of Donald Trump? We gonna have ask the both here. You know, we have this. Let's straight out on the truth. What do
I
you
think
think of
I
Donald
think
Trump?
I think Donald Trump is consistent, whether or not he likes black people or not. Does not negate his 30, 40, 50-year history of dealing with black people, having ties to civil rights activists. Doesn't negate any of that. I'm not letting the media dissuade me um, from thinking any other way than his history of dealing with black people. And I know um, I've already said some controversial things, and I was hoping that that we have proved it as well on the podcast. When Jane Elliott had showed that all white people were racist. So all white people have a racist tendency because
Look at some of the older shows, y'all.
they
Catch up.
they white. You understand what I'm saying? So the reason why I was saying that Jane Elliott, she had to experiment with the blonde hair, blue eyes. She said, all you people that want to be treated like black
Hmm.
folk in America, raise your hand.
Very interesting.
Yes, very interesting segment. That was one of our earliest segments. Like we came out with
Hmm.
bangers.
Very much
Which
so.
by the way, man, like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all go ahead and listen to our
Yep. And look at some of them older
listen to our
shows,
body of
y'all.
work.
For
You know what I'm
real.
saying? Like our body of work is mean. But as I digress, Donald Trump has been dealing with the black community the same. He's been consistent. He's been consistent about who he is as a person. Hasn't tried to hide his character. He actually has a plan. He actually has been president of the United States before. So I think that he's definitely a better candidate than Kamala on just about every level that you can name. He can go to the matter of fact, and it's something as well too. And I'm not a Trump advocate, and I'm actually a registered non-affiliate. But
A register what? None of. Oh,
yeah, I'm a registered non-affiliate. I've been that way. I've never been assigned to a party ever since I was able to vote. But Trump was invited to the black journalists.
right.
Um, the
That does.
national black journalists. Kind of sort of like interview. Kind of sort of like the press coverage. You feel what I'm saying? To meet the press, and Kamala Harris was invited to the same thing. She's supposed to be a supposed black woman, and things that have to deal with black people and black women especially. It's just like she's not there for them. I don't want the wool to be pulled over people's eyes with either one of them. We know we get with Trump. Even if he don't like black people, he still do got a plan and do for black people more than Harris and the Biden administration together. Those are facts. It's a long list of things, but my disapproval in Harris is not my approval in Trump either. But I definitely don't like Kamala Harris. There's something about that's extremely a joke, and they really playing hard on that on several levels. That's that's deep to get into. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna get into feminism. They're gonna get into LGBTQ. They're gonna get into all those lanes and avenues when it comes to Vice President Harris versus Trump. So that's my thoughts on both of them. What are your thoughts?
Deep, deep, deep. Well, with me, when it comes down to Trump, I think Trump had, uh, uh, a lot of great, really great policies. I'm serious when it comes down to us because if he was a black man with some of his great policies, man, I'm telling you, we will all be rallying behind him. But because he's not, we're not. Now, the flip side of Trump, he's a horrible individual. Seriously. He just is. So it's like I find myself into this individual. Do I vote for someone who is so shrewd as an individual and his policies work for us? So it gets to that point.
Remember last week's guest, Ty, right? Shout out Ty, by the way. He
Yeah,
said
my main. Yeah,
he said
he's gonna be my
Trump is
main man now.
unethical. I
Right,
believe that
and he
was the
did
reason.
say right. He
I
used the
believe that.
exact.
Did he say that? I said, yo,
Yeah.
what? Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta check that episode out, man.
And he
Shout out
made
Ty.
sense of it because a lot of things Trump has did over his life term, he did, and the things that he believed, he showed. All you had to do is talk to him for a while. He shows who he believed, but a lot of his policies will help us, and it makes sense. A lot of things he said really makes sense. We've got to make some changes, major changes for us as blacks in the United States of America. But us as blacks, we've got to get more involved in who we are. We've got to stop trying to be who they want us to be and stop acting like who they say we are and introduce the world to who we really are. That's the thing where it comes at. Trump speaks his mind more abruptly. That's what I appreciate him more. So I
Right,
get
right,
confused.
right.
So that's where I'm stuck at with Trump.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. Trump do not hold back, and he is he is able to speak to the press. He hold his own. I mean, he hold his own weight. He say what he say, and he stand behind what he say. And I can actually appreciate that just as a person. It don't matter who he is, but if you're gonna say something, you might as well just stand on it. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that. Not the back forth and the flip flopping. I want straight. Give it to me straight.
The be for real.
Be more for real.
All right.
Don't beat around
be
the
for
bush.
real is. Be more, just
This
be
ain't
for real.
This ain't the beat around the bush part.
Right. That could be around. Ain't a be more beat around the bush.
This is be more for real.
Be for real. All right, now what do you feel about Kamala Harris?
Well, I already said what I feel about Kamala Harris.
Did Trump. Now let's do Kamala.
Well, I said both of them.
You the one that added them, but
yeah, I said both of them. So basically, that's just it with Kamala. She doesn't address. She's not. She's always laughing. She's always taking something. I don't even know what the hell she be saying. She sound like Biden. A lot of times he do sound incoherent and all that other stuff, which is why he dropped. See, people thought they always. So it's always a little bit of truth in the media, and then they play even on that truth to a whole lot of people. So remember, this program was made to deprogram you to what you have been programmed
Absolutely.
to. So they play a lot of time on people's consciousness and stuff like that. So we have seen Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, be incoherent in a lot of his speeches and things like that. Like we have seen
that's not
that.
a fact.
That's
not
a fact.
true.
That's a
debate. He was a little, but then
that's
again, that was
we have seen him. We have saw him nationally do
no.
this nationally as a people, which is why people question
That's
themselves.
not true.
And see the reason why, because he was going to run for a second term, but he dropped out and endorsed Kamala. And the thing about, excuse me, not Kamala, Kamala. And the thing about Kamala, right? I think that's how you pronounce it. The thing about Kamala is that she was endorsed by President Biden, but she wasn't endorsed by any of the other people. It was like she was just offered up, like, okay, Biden can't do it. The reason why he can't do it is because he's a little bit too old. It's not to say that he can't do it because Trump up there too, but he's in a lot better health. You know what I'm saying? Body wise, physically, mentally, emotionally. You know what I'm saying? President Biden is not in that capacity, which is why he withdrew his presidential election.
But what about Kamala Harris? So we talked about when I asked you
Yeah, Kamala.
Trump, you talk about Kamala.
I already talked about it.
So
I wanted to say something. I wanted
right.
to say something different than I already said because she don't have policy. She cannot speak to the public. You understand what I'm saying? She still has yet to come up with policy. If you go to her website and all that other stuff, never lists policies or anything like that. She has a lot of donors and things like that. When she spoke on the
A
DNC,
lot of
she had more to
donors
say about what Trump was going to do and all that stuff, and she lied as well. They had fact check, fact checked Trump and didn't do
on the
Kamala
debate.
Harris
Yeah,
and all that other stuff.
true on the
I
debate.
see through all that stuff, just trying to dictate the narrative, trying to dictate the public opinion. As long as we will be dictated by the media outlets on what to think and how to think, we cannot genuinely say that we are thinking for ourselves. This is the thing that I'm telling the people. They are always going to play on that thing. And I'm not saying either or is right, but they basically having us choose between two of the lesser evils with the, um, you know, Kamala Harris and Trump and all of them. Trump is the best fit, I guess, out of the two of them,
But
but
we
we
both
don't.
know Trump out of the two
Out of the
candidates.
two
Yeah.
candidates, of course, I feel like Trump will be the better candidate. He was already also president. She served as vice president. A lot of stuff she talking about, we gonna implement. Well, you've been in the office as the second highest seat for the last 3 4 years. So
Well,
now,
we got that out of you.
man,
So we got a chance because we had to, get this out so you get a chance to see how we feel about both candidates. But you understand, this is election time, you all. You all have to think, do some research for yourself. Stop letting, like we just talked about, stop letting the media make your decision for you.
make an informed decision.
Yeah, inform one. One more time, inform the one.
So, with that being said, as well,
Couldn't hear.
yeah, we had applause. We had applause for sure. Um, with that being said, though, we're gonna go ahead over to the topic of the night. Give me a second here.
Topic of the night, y'all.
So let's go over there, right? And the topic of the night is just a moment of clarity. And see,
We had to get this one. Mm-hmm.
it's a bittersweet thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bittersweet thing. It's a bittersweet thing. Just to sit back and to know that the Most High is able, that the Most High is real, and that um, you know, this is what was laid on me. Sometimes, and I think the young men and the people in the hood and the people that feel like life and everybody against them, I think this is something that you guys need to hear as well. If I hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battles, then victory shall be mine. It's a song. It's a song. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but I'm gonna say that again. If I hold my peace and let the Lord fight my battles, victory shall be mine. So sometimes you just have to wait on. You gotta wait on the Lord. You gotta wait on the Most High, and He's gonna come get you. You know what I'm saying? If you just react right there and you go ahead and snap off, you gonna get off the path. But the Most High is a rewarder of those who is faithful.
Deep.
The Most High is a
It's deep.
rewarder.
That is deep. So that's applause to the other ones. That's deep.
We're gonna go ahead and clap
You
that
ever
up.
know what let go and let God? That's a key statement. It is. You have to understand something. We try to take control and we want to do it. We want to get it right. We want to think we got it. And when things go wrong, we all over the place. And then we'll go back in and trying to do it right ourselves. That's when we lose it. And then we go into depression. Then we all asking everybody, what should we do? We try to get advice from here, go there. Then we get worse when we really all over the place. When you don't realize some of the people you go through and ask people for advice, they don't want you to be successful anyway.
Mm, mm, mm.
You got to understand that. You think you're running into people who want your best for you, but they don't. When I say go to God, you don't understand. Sometimes you got to fall on them knees and hold your head up and ask, dear God. It's called surrender.
Mm.
You got to do what God asks of you. Let go and let God.
See, people who don't believe, right? And people choose not to believe, and be willfully ignorant because there is a creator. But I'm gonna tell you what, Given all circumstances, and there's been a lot that's been going on for these last few years. You know what I'm saying? I lost my mom, I lost my brother, my nephew. Um, it's a lot. It was a lot of things that has happened over the last few years. But one thing in particular that stood out to me was that, my sister, you feel what I'm saying, my sister Matthew, um, she prayed me all the way down the highway. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the power of prayer. People don't think about prayer and how prayer works. I want to tell people, prayer does work. When they say it don't, the Bible say try the spirit by the spirit. You know what I'm saying? I like to bring up the Bible for those that believe, but for those that don't believe, I don't like to bring up the Bible. But I just want to tell you to try the spirit by the spirit. I want to tell you, oh taste and see how great the Most High is. Oh taste and see, because victory shall be yours. And another thing I wanted to tell the people too, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like I did something that was totally right. It's not like what I do and everything I do is totally right and I'm perfect in all my ways. No. Of course, we make mistakes and all this stuff, and I'm able to own up to my mistakes, and I'm thankful.
Accountability.
I'm thankful that the Most High said, "Look, you are worse on yourself than these people are going to be on you." He said, "You are." The Most High is like showing me, like, you, my son. I'm going to show you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you mercy because I could do something about this, but you know what? I'm gonna spare you because I am the creator. I'm Alpha and Omega. I'm the beginning and the end, the first and the last. And it's like I have a personal relationship, like you were saying. I have a personal relationship with the Most High, and I can see His fingerprints, I can see His footprints, and all that stuff happening. And it is a joy to be vindicated from a lot of the allegations and accusations and things like that. You feel what I'm saying? It is ultra, it feels ultra good to be, what I'm saying, vindicated from those accusations, but at the same time, I'm still humble enough to know where I played a part in that. And what I don't feel comfortable with, and the
Absolutely.
bad decisions that I've made, and the part that I played in that. You know what I'm saying? So,
Boy,
you know,
you see that growth?
yeah, so I appreciate the Most High for giving me that mind and that discernment to be able to say, look, this is where I messed up, and I know this is the part I played in it. To not play around and just try to play victim, because oftentimes people try to play victim of a circumstance that they created and don't want to lay in the bed that they created.
Good
Like,
God
we
Almighty.
take these old cliches for granted. Like when they literally say you made this bed, you got to lay in it. What you thought they was talking about your bedroom? That's crazy. They are talking about it, but you know what I'm saying? It's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. It's a parable, but to those that understand, they understand. Just know it feels ultra good to be vindicated and have some type of redemption, because um, if I hold my peace, I'll let the Lord fight my battle, and victory shall be mine.
You did that one.
And it is, and it was.
There we go. And the whole part of this to understand, and then myself as Uncle Wayne, I had to sit here and be calm, allow a lot of the negative comments and stuff that was shooting through. And then a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon shooting negative comments too because they want us to lose. People don't want us to win, knowing we are two black men on here trying to do what's best for everyone, but they want us to lose. But check this out. We stood strong and God was our foundation and we got through. And this is another thing too. Let me make it absolutely clear. Me as a black man, I'm not going to allow another black man to beat on any woman. Now I have to get this out straight up off the bat. Sit up on my name, allow that is not the character that I have. It was not fair. But you see how God worked, and you see how God worked this all in a situation. Daniel is going to be a leader. He is going to be an example. But this is how God has it. God don't want no leader who just run their mouth. God want a leader who lead by examples. He's going to make mistakes. That's what it is. But people are watching them. How do he get through his mistakes? Do you understand? We work through this together. So together we stand, divided we fall.
Absolutely, we're gonna go ahead and clap that up. We're gonna go ahead and clap that up.
Come on now. Now, let's do this.
It's
Let's
a
tell you what.
it's a lot of details that I wish. we could release, but for the enemy's sake, we won't. I see. I don't. I'm not into feeding into the BS. You understand what I'm saying? Because the BS is just gonna create more BS, and we don't name drop. We're not gonna name drop. We're not gonna do nothing. But just know that. Just know that. I know that personally. I don't feel particularly good about anything. You know what I'm saying that went on or whatever the case may be. I don't feel particularly good about people discussing and all that other stuff. And I was telling my son that as well too, Devin. You know, people going to discuss, people going to say a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? But if they don't touch you, they don't put their hands on you, whatever. It just is going to be what it's going to be. People going to talk, people going to say
But
whatever.
that's
You
the part
just,
that was getting to me because your
you just,
sons was involved and a bunch
you
of
just
mess.
can't.
You see
You
what I
you
mean?
just can't.
But you handle it
You
well,
can't.
Dan.
You can't.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, I got to give you
You
the
can't.
credit because it's due. God is good.
You can't. You can't really blame. I mean, it wasn't. They just had to be notified. I just be honest.
Hey, listen,
But
look where it is.
it's a lot to be said. I just be honest. It's a lot to be said, but you know they didn't have anything to do with it, of course. But just to let them know, like, okay, I made a mistake here, son. So
And they
make
watching
sure
you.
when you get older, you don't make these same mistakes because you know daddy messed up here. So definitely don't do that. You feel what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that you better than me. See, we're not in competition with each
I'm
other. You know
loving
what
it.
I'm saying? As
And
long as
as
you
they
better than
watch
me
you, how you
and make
handle the
better
situation. You
decisions
get
than
what I'm
me, you feel what
saying?
I'm saying?
Hey,
Of course,
you let them
because
know you ain't going to make
I I
some
tell them all the
F's
time,
up.
young kings do the right thing all the time, and that's
Aha.
that's what it is. That's
See,
what it is.
that's why I say it has to start now. You know what? We've got to start teaching. If we don't teach, it's going to get worse. That's why I said, look at Baltimore now. Nobody's teaching nobody nothing. Everybody teaching everybody how to just not give a fuck. Remember? And if everybody continued to be that way, it wouldn't care about election anyway. Because if this city could, if this United States of America continue the way it is, it's not going to matter who in the league, because it's going to be a terrible chaos. But if it continue the way you is, take accountability, we can get past this. You understand?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, and as time goes, we can let more details out, but we need people to follow us. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
First of all,
we hey,
follow us and subscribe because we definitely want people keep people informed on what's going on. Like we be more for real. It's not just a podcast like we do this. It's not just a podcast like we do this, and that's why you know.
we family, y'all.
Fortunately, we had the favor of the Most High upon us, and it's been a blessing to be able to see that the Most High is still real, and I can't stress that enough. You know, with everything that happens, and people say death comes in three. You know, Tito Jackson, he died, right?
Right,
Uh,
let's
uh,
give out shout out to Tito. You know
Frankie
they run the
Beverly,
Jackson Fives,
Frankie
y'all.
Beverly, you
And
know,
y'all, Frankie Beverly.
What's his name?
Oh man,
Earl oh gosh, I'm so bad with
who
names.
else? That's the only two
Um,
that I
the,
knew about for
uh,
this.
the old actor guy, Earl. Is it
Anybody
Earl
else that
Campbell?
y'all know for those
Yeah,
two?
Earl Campbell. Yeah, I think that was his name.
Oh, who else?
Don't
That's
quote me
all
on
I
that.
knew for that. Oh, they're
Yeah,
saying threes now. Who's the third one? You know what
yeah,
I mean? You frightened me that time.
yeah. Earl Campbell. Yeah, he passed away. He was old. I think he was about 93. So he lived a long life.
Oh, well, I'm
And
glad that's the three out the way. God bless you. You know what I mean?
but there's some more. You know what I'm saying? Of course, a lot of famous people died. There was Rich Homie Quan and stuff like that too.
Who?
Rich
You
Homie
got to
Quan.
remind me.
Rich Homie Quan. He's a rapper
Now I gotta
from
bring this
Atlanta.
up, not to switch subject. Y'all know I gotta get into. We gotta get into the Diddy, the Diddy, the
Oh
Diddy.
yeah, hold on. We'll get into that. But go
Dude,
ahead,
we
get into
got
Diddy.
to talk about the Diddy.
Go ahead, get
Now,
into
what
Diddy.
do you think about that? I had to talk, and God bless y'all, everything, and be a blessing. But I got to get into this. Now, I've been watching this.
Right.
They arrested him, and then they also. Did you hear anything about the bail for the day? I kind of got tuned
I
off.
mean,
So did they turn his bail down
I don't
today?
particularly follow a story like that, but I have been following the what they've been putting out on news media. So he has no bail.
So they turned the bail down again today.
Oh, today I can't speak on that.
Oh,
So I'm not gonna speak on something I don't know. As of today, I don't know. but I do know that
Got to
they
get
denied
back
his
to
bail,
y'all because
and they got him for um, sex trafficking. So that's
listen. This is the thing with
that's
him.
big and that's major. And they said they put an emphasis on force. So
But then
obviously
his
against people
lawyer,
will.
the tripped about his lawyer said it's really one really case that says the Cassie case. You know, where it said it's really her, and it's really about 19 witnesses. They're trying to say they're really the victims. So they say if you really look at the case, it's really not all that. But if you see his case, they were like, no, these are all victims that he had. They said he had parties. I mean, if you really,
Hey,
I
people heard
mean,
Diddy stories and stuff like that.
but if you
But now
heard
what's
the
crazy is
case,
and this is what people need to realize,
another one of our
especially
black
criminals,
top.
This is what people need to realize, that when you do something, right, it's not going to
It's
just be
deeper
that
than
it's not going to just be that one something and that's going to be it. You're going to compound your problems. But then the whole thing is with the media is, guess what? Once you are convicted of something, it's hard to get that stigma off of you. It's hard to convince people that you are otherwise, because people are always going to treat you like you're a mistake for some reason, knowing that we all have made mistakes. But
everyone has.
you
It's
know
not one person with faces earth who
that's
have
the
not.
unfortunate thing about reality. When you make a mistake, you always going to be that one mistake. And see, the thing about it is, I'm not saying everything and everybody that come forward is true. Maybe a lot of them, some of them are lying. But the problem is that you probably done it enough. That you probably have done it enough to where as though you create that problem like Deshaun Watson and
What's that?
Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, when he had a lot of masseuse problems. I'm gonna say that with SA, which is sex assault. You know what I'm saying? So he had some issues with that, and maybe not all of those cases were true. But see, when you have done it even once or twice, you know what I'm saying, it's hard for people to say you haven't done it 20 or 30 times, like all
Oh,
these people coming
I get
out.
what you mean.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's hard, and I'm gonna say that again. It's hard for people once you have been accused of something. It's hard to get that stigma off of you, because people we like to say we're not a product of our environment, we're not a product of our mistakes, but that's how people view you once you make these mistakes. Unless you in the public media and the media is able to sway the public opinion, like in the case of John McCain. I mean, God rest his soul, he is passed away, but he definitely was accused of treason, and he ran for the president of the United States, even though he sold the United States out in a war for his life. So, do with that information as you will, but these are facts. Like, it's be more for real. We ain't putting feelings to the side. So a lot of times when you have that stigma, and I'm saying that because in this case, in the moment of clarity, like I said, we'll give people more information the more they subscribe and all that stuff as well too. Because don't let other people tell you the narrative. Don't if you ain't hear from us, it's probably not true.
That's true.
So if you want to continue on hearing from us, we need to hear from you as well. And we're open to that conversation. But we're going to have that conversation. We're going to be respectful about it. We're not going to be disrespectful, try to slander other people, whatever. If we disagree, we can disagree and still get along and not try to shoot and
That's our
kill and
whole
be
purpose.
offensive and destroy one another. We can still do that. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you the scum of the earth, KKK, hoodwin person. We gonna hear what you got to say,
And
because
you could be a guest because starting next month all the way through, we're inviting guests. I don't care how controversial you are, we're going to have these conversations. We promise to do that. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to change the whole format to bring guests in because we were surprised last week. We realized our guest what
right.
was a
And we're
Republican.
gonna open it up.
And yep, that's
And
what
we're
we're
gonna
going to
open it
do.
up a lot more for the people, but we want the people to be transparent.
Yes.
This
Yes.
platform has made the deprogramming to what you've been programmed to. And we know a lot of stuff that we talk about is controversial, and it can provoke the proverbial controversial, you know,
Well said.
the controversial public outlash and the social media outlash, but that's not what we're here for. We're not letting the media dictate our opinions. We're going to bring
And
all
that's
of the
absolutely
facts,
true.
even if
Yep.
we don't agree with it. We're going to do our best to bring you the other
Absolutely.
side that somebody has
Absolutely.
brought to us, because we are that type of people. We're not going to sit here and try to say what we're saying is absolute, and we will hope that you don't listen to other people and say that, oh, they this, they that, without hearing from us. Like, come on,
There we go.
what kind of stuff is that? That's why the devil has been real mad. I'm telling you,
Woo.
the devil
Working.
is real mad
Real
right
man.
now.
That's it.
The devil is boiling right now
Because
because
he's trying to
because what you
destroy.
meant for evil, the Most High turn around for His good.
There you go.
I'm
Didn't
telling
work,
you,
say.
I'm
Didn't
telling you, it
work.
works just like that.
Didn't
It
work.
works just like that. You best to believe it.
Try to
And
destroy. You didn't think we were going to be here this Wednesday, didn't you? Didn't work.
It's been a couple.
Didn't
It's
work.
been a couple like that, and it's
Yeah.
it just
See? But see, God is more powerful. God's going to show you it. Our foundation is God, and you haven't seen nothing yet. And it's time for our black men to stand up and lead. We're not following anyone else. God put us here for a reason, and we're going to follow through. No one said we was perfect, and we're not here trying to be perfect. We got a job to do. We have an assignment, and we're going to finish.
you best believe that. We're gonna go ahead and clap that out. We're gonna go ahead and clap that out. So just for
It was a strong week.
yeah, it was a strong week. Just for a moment of clarity as well too. You know what I'm saying? Like we were saying, just for a moment of clarity. A lot of the accusations and the allegations are totally false, and they can't prove them, and they're not here to
That's
prove
it.
them. They can't stand up in court. They can't stand up outside of court.
Bunch of
And I wish,
accusations.
I was able to speak about it beforehand and while it was going on, the same way that they were carrying on about everything. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know.
And look,
And we're not here to stir up no
look how
controversy.
respectful we are. Still now,
Right.
we're still being respectful.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Because we have bigger fish to fry.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? We have bigger
Absolutely.
fish to fry. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And when they try to take a whole village of people to bring down one entity, you know,
Still didn't work.
you know something. You know
Show
something
you
we
how
got
powerful
going on
God
is working.
is.
You know something that we got going on
See
is
how
working.
And you know the sad part about it is we had a real queen on live trying to show them how to be a queen. And there was a whole bunch of anything else but queens on here throwing comments on here. That's the part that wore me thin. This is the part I can say now. They were on here throwing all kind of comments on here, nasty, stupid comments. And there was a real queen live trying to tell you what to do. They weren't listening to none because they were trying to get a point
And
across.
shout out to that queen too, because she
We
held
gonna
her
get her
own
back
well.
on here. We gonna give her yes, indeed.
It was fantastic how it was like nothing ever happened and like we wasn't phased.
But we
And
weren't.
nobody
We
was
continued with
enamored.
the show.
Nobody was enamored. And I appreciate the professionalism of that particular. I appreciate that whole show. You know what I'm saying?
The show was good because we got a chance to show. Listen, women, you got to understand. There are side pieces, women, like many wives or many extra, but they only gonna be one queen. It is. In order for you to learn how to be that queen, you got to learn it from another queen who knows. So in order to that, you got to learn. That's what it's all about. We'll still be more for real. Any which way you look at it, you have to be taught. You understand? So while we're teaching the men to be men, you all need someone to teach you all how to be who you all need to be at the same time. What I'm saying?
And like I said before, I'm going to say it again. What you meant for evil, the Most High turned around and used it for His good. And we're going to go ahead and clap it up for the Most High. We got to go ahead and clap it up for the Most High. I mean, see, we humble and see, that's like you were saying, we all humble now because, you know, it's still more work to be done. This was never the focus.
Absolutely.
This was just a distraction.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The goal is still the goal. This was just
building that foundation.
This was just a distraction, like how when Nehemiah was building that wall, you had to be a little bit versed in the Bible. Nehemiah was a prophet in the Bible who was building a wall trying to protect from outside invaders. and they sent him a lot of distractions, and he was always on it. No matter what they did, um, he was always focused on building that wall for the protection of the people, and so that's what that's what we're focused on. That's what we're building on. We're focusing on building the wall for the protection of the people. People may not like the delivery. People may not like the discussion. People may not like the flow, the tone, the conversation. People may not like any of that. But what you will do is pay attention to and listen and learn something because, see, at the end of the day, we are bringing something
There you
forth that
go.
these other channels they just don't, and for whatever reason they can't or they will not.
They don't know
And that
how.
we can say. So make sure y'all hit that like, share, and subscribe, man. We almost at 500, man. We on our road to 1K.
We getting
Stop
there,
playing with us.
rolling.
Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Our haters make us look better, especially if you hating. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button because we're gonna say something that's gonna definitely be controversial. You can use it to try to filibuster us again or whatever the hell they call it, mudslingers like the presidential election. But I mean, it's be more for real.
Ah,
It's be more for real. We stand on the Most High. We stand on God. We stand on Yahweh. We stand on the Word. We stand
stand
on
on
we stand on
God,
the truth.
y'all.
We
God,
have a
real simple.
conversation. We whether we right or wrong, we just want to bring the conversation to spark people up to think because right now we have other people thinking for us. And before I leave, I just want to say this: the people in America, we got to think because people like Kamala Harris and all that stuff, they had plans for America. And these plans also include not making more jobs, but having AI take the place of people jobs. See, while people are saying, yeah, let's do this, let's be more fuel efficient, which you want to ban oil and all that other stuff too. But besides that, um, we have been conditioned to not do our own research. And so we living in an age where technology is replacing jobs, where there are more people than there are homes. It's a lot more people than there are homes in the United States of America, and we wonder why we have these housing crises and stuff like that. Let's just be more for real
Bam!
about our environment. See, being woke has nothing to do with your horoscope. I'm gonna say that again. Being woke has nothing to do with your horoscope. It has everything to do with being aware of what's going on around you, man.
Ooh,
Forget your
yes.
horoscope, forget your
Yes.
zodiac sign, your sunrise and your moon sign, forget all of that stuff. And I'm telling you, be aware of what's going on around you. Be aware of the laws they pass, and be aware of what they teaching your kids in school. Be aware of how they transporting your kids. Be aware of what they are feeding us, and
Yes.
it's a lot. And this is why we had Be More For Real. We're gonna keep you informed anyway. So keep it locked with us. I'm just mean. I mean for real. Be more for real about the way you feel about certain situations. Be more for real about where you stand on situations. Be more for real about accepting accepting guidance and constructive criticism. Be more for real about who you are and how you relate and where you line up on the side of right or wrong. Be more for real about what you believe because if you really don't believe, then you need to let somebody know and we can all agree to disagree. Be more for real about your behavior, about acting like an adult. Be more for real about would you date yourself? Would you have your kids date
Deep.
somebody like you? Be more for real about decisions like that because oftentimes we keep doing stuff and keep pressing buttons that we don't want pressed with us. Yeah, you could say something to somebody else, you can do something to somebody else, but let somebody do something to you. Be more for real about that, boy. I want y'all to go into the kitchen, take the sharpest knife, and cut the bush out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, be more for real about all that. You understand what I'm saying? Just be more for real. Like, be more for real. Be
That's
more
it.
for real.
I need to say nothing else because that was Be More For Real, y'all. Well said, Daniel. Well said.
Be more for real, man.
Hey.
Rated R for reality. Brought to you by way of Real Explosion, man. Catch us live each and every single Wednesday, man. I am your co-host, OMG Danny.
Uncle Wayne, y'all.
Man.
Thanks for joining us this Wednesday and every Wednesday that y'all allowing us to be here for you. Listen, it's an election time, y'all, and you do have a brain. Listen, God don't make mistakes, and He wants you to do what you're supposed to do. Think. I
like to
love
say,
you.
don't be a dummy with a smartphone. You know, already know what it is.
I
We on
love
our way
you,
up out of
Savior.
here. Be more for
I
real.
love you. See you next Wednesday, y'all. Be blessed.